If I had my way, everything would be so nice. This world would be like Paris. No, it would be a paradise. No one would ever have to say, I'm gonna get my wish someday. All one would have to do is say, this is my order, if you may.
Welcome to another episode of The School Without Walls. The date is September the 9th, 2015. We are pre-recorded. Location, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Our objective is to inform, educate, and elevate with emphasis on the black family. I am your host and founder, Dr. Anthony O. Hobbs. Our theme is Black History After February. My guests today are entrepreneurs. I will name them in a few minutes, but let me give you a definition of what an entrepreneur is. A person or persons who organize and operate a business, taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to render service or do business. Now, my guests today are Mr. Michael Jackson and his partner in business, Veronica LeGrand. The restaurant is located 2221 South Olive Street. However, before I have them to give us information about themselves, I have some remarks to make. In Spanish, I'm also a Spanish instructor here at the University of Arkansas in Pine Bluff, and I like to say, vamos a empezar, let us begin, also encouraging young people to learn the language. We will start with the intro as, did you know that Americans need two vital groups of people in order to make our nation a successful nation? That is, in my opinion. We need more mothers and more men. And there is a difference between a mother and a woman who gives birth to children. There's a difference between a man and a male who is 21 and older. So a mother is the first teacher, nurturer of us all. So we need more of them, and we also need men rather than just males. And a man is a provider, a protector for his wife and his children, or for the people of the nation. Now, let us talk a little bit about Black history. Did you know that the lantern, I hope you young people know what a lantern is. It's a type of light that gives a glow without electricity. Was invented by Michael C. Harvey, August the 19th, 1884. Lawnmower. What would we do without a lawnmower? It was invented by a black man, L.A. Burr, May the 19th, 1889. Well, the lemon squeezer. We wouldn't have lemonade in abundance without the squeezer. J. Thomas White, December the 8th, 1893. What would we do if we couldn't lock things up? The lock was invented by W.A. Martin, July the 23rd. And I don't have the year other than it was during the 18th century. Now, the lubricating cup. What I'm talking about here is, we're talking about an automobile motor, for example. Once upon a time, before Elijah McCoy invented where you could put oil in a motor and the oil just run through the motor, they had to grease these motors with a gun. Michael, you might be familiar with that. You have any knowledge of the farm? Very little. They grease these discs and these things that they use after they grease them. And they used to do a car motor the same way. They would shoot, well, not just a car motor, any motor, power motor, they had to put the grease in there and box it in. But a man named McCoy came up with a way you could pour oil into this unit and it would lubricate itself for a long time. And that's why we came up with, I like to have the real McCoy. You might have heard that. Randy, have you heard that? Get the real McCoy? That's where it came from. I don't want an imitation. I want the one that McCoy made. So McCoy, his name was Elijah McCoy, and November 15th, 1895, came up with the motor that we have now. The lunch pail, James Robinson, in the 1800s. And we'll start with the mailbox. Paul L. Downing, October 27, 1891. This is very important for us to know because we're living in a society that we like to make clear that African Americans are not just a minority. Those who think as I do are insulted when our United States government say, we're going to do this for the minorities. I am very insulted, and I want you to be insulted, African Americans, once you understand that the African American is a unique minority. There isn't any other minority in the world that gave 200 and some years of work without pay. And therefore, there's something due to the African American in addition to whatever the other minorities get. And we're getting the boot, so to speak, because of the lack of knowledge. And the scripture teaches us, because of the lack of knowledge, a people perish. So I'm doing all I can. I'm asking Michael and Veronica and all of you that are listening, do more than just the traditional. Try to take care of yourself and make a living, but try to learn about how you can liberate the whole bunch. I believe my time is up now. I have one more minute, and I'm going to use that one more minute. So it's very important for us to, we're going to talk about, in our conclusion, about culture and values. And we're also going to mention, I'm going to mention this briefly, I think I have a minute. In the United States Constitution, there are three articles, amendments, I mean, that we should know, the 13th and the 14th Amendment. We should know those. Randy's time up? Okay, the 13th Amendment, if I record, I have some notes here, but I'm going by memory. The 13th Amendment gave the Africans in America freedom from being slaves. The 13th Amendment did that. But you can be free in a country and still not be a citizen. They had to come back about 3 years later and come up with the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment made the African Americans citizens of the United States of America. So we want to know that, and that's some more work we need to do with those amendments. But those two are very important. Again, the 13th Amendment freed the African Americans. The 14th Amendment made them citizens. It's break time now, and I'll be right back with Mr. Michael Jackson and Veronica Legrand.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Those of you who have just joined us, I'm Dr. Anthony O. Hobbs, host and founder of this educational program called The School Without Walls. My guests today are Mr. Michael Jackson and Ms. Veronica Legrand. Mr. Jackson, tell us a little bit about your background, your history, and you understand our purpose here is for you two to serve as positive role models for the African American community and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
All right. First off, I'd like to say we appreciate you having it on the show here, Dr. Hobbs. My name is Michael D. Jackson. I'm born and raised here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I went to Watson Chapel High School, and I attended here at UAPB. You know, I went on to study in medicine. and I'm a registered nurse.
How about that?
I've been a nurse since I was an LPN, since '93, and now I've, years later went back to get my RN, and since then I've, raised a family and opened my own business with my business partner here, Veronica. So we just want to, let people know, hey, you're from Pine Bluff. Yeah, it was a hard run, but we made it. We stood it out, and just going to tell some people today about, some positive ways to look at life. Coming from a place that people want to count you out.
That's wonderful, wonderful background. Now, are you practicing the nursing
Yes.
skill right now?
Right
You're
here at
practicing? That's
Jefferson
great.
Regional Medical Center, and also worked at Baptist Medical Center in Little Rock for approximately 15 years also.
That's wonderful. There's some things I'm going to comment about the nursing field if we have time.
Okay.
But tell us where your business is located. The
We
place
have
of
a business. It's actually over off of Olive Street, 2221 South Olive Street, Suite G. It's actually, the name of it's long. It's called New York Dance Studio Restaurant and Karaoke Grill.
Okay, would you like to explain that long title, or would you like for your partner to do it? Either one.
She can explain the first part of it, and I'll
Okay.
explain some of the
And
rest
tell
of
us
it.
how you came up with that long name. You want to explain Veronica, you like to explain the first part of the name of it?
Yes, Dr. Hobbs.
Uh-huh.
New York Dance Studio is our name. We started that back January the 1st of 2015. And what brought us to that is we both love New York. It's a beautiful
The
place.
city of New York.
The city of New York, yes.
Okay, all
So
right.
what we wanted to do was bring the city, New York, to Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
That
So-
atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Of New York.
So our motto is City Life in the South.
Yeah, by the way, that caught my attention. When they were saying over the radio, New York, what?
New York
Dance Studio.
That New York Dance Studio and
Restaurant and
restaurant,
Karaoke Grill.
That karaoke was really the word. Now, what in the world is karaoke?
Karaoke is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter if you can't sing or you can sing. It's just having that moment of freedom to really express yourself through music, through songs.
Excellent.
And we provide a large screen at our restaurant and karaoke grill where individuals, we put the words up on display that they can actually sing the song of their choice.
Oh, let me see if I got that. I'm a participant, a customer.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I'm a customer in the restaurant, and if I decide I want to create my song and sing, I can sing. Is that what you just said?
Yes, you can sing a song. Through lunchtime, you can sing a song.
Is that the
Whatever
karaoke part?
That's the karaoke.
Okay, wonderful. We learn all the time. I know it caught my attention, and it might have been because I wasn't quite clear what it was.
Right,
So,
and that's why we broke it
Yeah.
down even on the the radio commercials that we did. Didn't want it to get confusing because we started with the dance studio. She hadn't told you, but she was the first head drum major, female drum major ever at UAPB.
All right, so let's
Right.
take that and go back about your history a little bit of your education. Evidently, you've come to college.
Yes.
Start
sir.
with your high school, your
Okay.
family if you like to, and then your college. Go ahead.
Okay. My parents are Reverend Sylvester LeGrand and Audrey LeGrand. I
Okay.
have one sibling, which is James LeGrand, and we're all are natives here at Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Okay.
I am an alumni of Pine Bluff High School, Zebra, graduated there, and I attended University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff here, where I entered the nursing program, and I
Did
graduated.
you say nursing program?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I graduated in 1993.
As a nurse?
Yes.
Both of you are nurses. That's
Yes, sir.
wonderful. Go ahead.
So I'm currently practicing registered nurse at Jefferson Regional Medical Center. I also have my own business with Legal Nurse Consulting, which is tied in with the registered nurse.
Okay. Plus your restaurant business.
Yes, sir.
I see. Now, I heard you say you were the first, what?
Female drum major. I
Is
was in
that-
band.
Uh-huh.
My instruments were clarinet, contra, and bassoon.
Oh, you're quite talented. You were the first female majorette of AM&N Pine Bluff too? I mean, AM&N UAPB or just UAPB?
Just UAPB.
They had one prior to you?
No, sir.
So you were just the first one of the whole school then?
Yes, sir.
That's history, you know
History
that?
here. Yes, sir.
So we'll make sure we understand that we have history shown up in the making. By the way, all of these recordings are kept here in the archives of the university. So you are a permanent part of history. We don't know what the outcome might be. Might get some smart students someday to come in and do compile it into a book, or what they call this, a documentary.
Right.
You're part of history. This is so good. Okay, Randy has sickled me that we have only 2 more minutes. Now, anything else you want to say pertaining to business?
Yes, just to clarify, if someone's interested in dance, we have that service. If someone's trying to come out and have a good lunch, we have that service also from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday.
Okay, let me make sure I'm understanding. If a person wants to come out and dance or be trained to dance.
Be trained to dance.
Your training is the key, not
Training is the key.
coming out dancing, but coming out learning how to
dance.
Learning how
And
to dance.
what hours would that be?
That you can call with the information you see, and we'll give you that information right over the phone, because those dates are set to cater to the person who's trying to learn. And as far as the karaoke part, we do that on the weekend for people who's just coming off work and want a place to relax on Fridays and Saturday nights, you know, from 9 until.
I really thought that was excellent. I've often said to my wife and other friends that where Little Rock is different than Pine Bluff, there are places you can go and sit and relax and meet friends and so forth. I don't know of a place here for persons as myself. Now, you know we got honky tonks.
Right.
I don't mean that. I don't go to places like that where folks are shooting and cutting and carrying on like that. And being a minister's mainly, I'm a minister as well as a scholar. But in Little Rock, you can go and sit down and have a nice drink if you like to, relax, talk coffee, and that's kind of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And that is wonderful. Okay, we're going to wind this second part of the program up, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the final part.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll rope it up,
Cause we know how to jump.
we'll roll it out,
Cause we know how to skate.
we'll cut it down,
Cause we know what to eat.
we'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier. Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever.
School out with fever.
School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Hey, Mom. Did you take your medicine?
Oh gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. Need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab a... Her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together, we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
You have just joined us. I'm Dr. Anthony O. Hobbs, host and founder of this educational program called The School Without Walls. My guest today is Mr. Michael Jackson and his business partner, Veronica Legrand. Look here, before we forget this, be sure you give the people out there your address, your location, and anything you all want to say about your business. And yes, that's your mic. That's your mic right there.
All right. Yes, if you're interested in dance from 4 years old to 17 years old or older, you can call us at 870-395-7414. You can reach us there anytime, or you can reach us on our direct lines, which will be posted on the screen. And if you're interested in coming out and having a good time on the weekends, our karaoke grill or through the week from Monday through Friday, from 11 to 2 o'clock, we serve lunch. So come down and just have yourself a good time right there at New York Dance Studio Restaurant and Karaoke Grill. We care about the community and we want to give you a place to relax and enjoy.
Veronica, anything you want to add to that? See, pretty well
concur
said.
with my business partner.
You concur, okay. Now, back to the nursing business. I know you have plenty opportunities to work. I have so much need for that. And I also realize, and I'm asking you, do you speak Spanish?
Not very much.
It's really needed, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah, I've
it
had
is.
so many nurses as well as MDs to tell us the importance of them being able to learn Spanish.
Right.
So what I have here at the university, I have the advanced classes. I'm teaching them Spanish that would relate to the medical field.
Okay.
And I'm also teaching them how to teach the language so they can go out and teach nurses and doctors and become entrepreneurs
Right.
in the language. They could easily make $50 an hour teaching it to doctors, MDs.
Right.
And you can also, with the right mind, get a collection of nurses and still get $50 an hour.
Right.
I say that because you make less money than doctors.
Mm-hmm.
See, and this is what I'm teaching. So what do you think about that? See, the nurses here, we've consulted, they do not have the space in the curriculum to learn this Spanish, although they want it.
Right.
Same thing with our elementary teachers. I've developed a program called Shortcut to Learning Spanish for elementary teachers who are employed, how to teach the language without them having to come back to school and go through all this. But it's hard to get it going because the people in power don't have the vision.
Right.
They make excuses. Oh, that's a wonderful idea, but we don't have the money.
Right.
They're not trying to have the money,
Right.
you understand? So what do you think about the idea of these young people learning well enough to, for example, teach you?
Well, I feel that they're gonna have to learn it eventually, Dr. Hobbs.
They're gonna compete, right?
If they're gonna compete, I mean, we get Spanish people in hospitals all the time, and we have to get people to come in and actually help us, decipher what they're saying. And a very fluent Spanish learned nurse would make a lot of money.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So you would encourage them to really take it serious.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to. Those young people really need to take it serious. Where some of us come to class to make grades,
Right.
to graduate.
Right.
I'm trying to get them to move from that
Right.
to really having a vision of how you can take your education and make a good living.
Right.
That's the
Right.
mindset. So I want you to help
Well,
carry that as you meet young people.
They need to focus on jobs that are, in demand. I try to teach the youngsters, don't just go say I got a degree. Get something that's needed.
Right.
And that Spanish and that, different bilingual is needed. You have to move forward.
Right.
You can't stay stagnant.
Okay, Randy, we have about 3 minutes? We have 4 more minutes. So what we're going to do, talk 2 more minutes, and I'm going to try to wrap up here. Anything in particular that you want to talk about relating to your business, or anything you can say to the young people that will help them to be a holistic person? Anything you want to say? This is your time. You can address the community. What about young women? Let's say you're a female. What about young women, and what can you say to them to make them be the best they can be?
What I can say is education is the key to success within life. And at New York Dance Studio, with the girls that I do work with, I focus on their self-esteem, their self-confidence, to give them a sense of some type of direction. I try to be an excellent role model with my nursing degree that I have by sharing my life experiences and challenges in life. So I even talk with the parents as well.
I see.
To kind of be focused and driven with their children, to really keep them on the task of education, and through me they're able to see.
Let's stop on that because I want to do a little wrap up, okay?
Okay.
I want to talk to the community about culture and values. I'm a strong proponent of charity begins at home. Your dad's a preacher. Love begins at home and spreads abroad. And I'm encouraging more mentors. We need, especially African American males of character, need to recognize that we have so many young males who don't have a father figure anywhere close to them. And I take the position that it takes a man to help a boy develop to be a man. I don't care how intelligent a woman is, how much money she has, she's never had any experience in that area of being a man. So we need to realize we need to keep that going. So the culture values. Well, first of all, let us define culture. Culture is a sum, the total sum of attitudes, customs, and beliefs that distinguish one group of people from another. So we want to know, you see, in other words, it's difficult to have a healthy culture if you don't know who you are.
Right.
We are not black Europeans.
Right.
Okay? Our origin that's accepted is African American. For example, I did a Amazon DNA test the other day.
Okay.
And I found out I had a lot of European blood in me. No doubt you all have it. But it's rejected. It's just history, just something I know, sort of know who I am. But the African part of me is accepted. And that's where we got to go to in order to have a culture that all other cultures will respect us when we know who we are and trying to be ourselves rather than imitating somebody else due to the lack of knowledge.
Right.
For example, let's take Michael Jordan, a great basketball player. Now, he was one of the greatest that has played, right? Now, all you can do if you try to shoot and jump just like Mike is exhaust Mike, right? But if you have your own move, then you will get credit for that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Not disliking some other culture, but learning to love your own.
Right.
And you can't love your own if you don't know who you are. And that's why we're stressing Black History after February. We want every person under the sound of my voice to be clear. It's not talking hate talk. If anybody says I'm talking hate talk, they're lying. I'm talking survival talk of a culture.
Love for yourself.
Love for yourself, and through knowledge of your history and culture. So we're going to have to wrap it up here, but I'll be certainly glad to have had you all. And would you promise me you'd come back sometime in the future?
Sure, Dr. Hobbs, if you'll have us.
Yeah, you all are good listeners. Okay, do that.